Everyone knows that all the governments of our world have great secrets. However, for many people, one of the most disturbing secrets rests with the United States, since they could have classified information that would prove that life outside our planet is a reality. The US government seems to have had countless encounters with alien creatures and strange UFOs over the last century. But a researcher and documentarian seems to have found something that would help us understand not only that there is an extraterrestrial life, but that special forces have had confrontations with them. If you're ready to find out what's behind this story, you'd better get comfortable and get ready to start, because you're about to meet something out of this world. Jeremy Corbell's name may not sound too familiar to you. However, for those who follow UFO and extraterrestrial life reporting, this name will almost immediately remind you of some of the most comprehensive and documented work on the subject. Jeremy is recognized as a documentary filmmaker responsible for publishing a series of videos and photographs that portray the unidentified aerial phenomena recorded by different members of the US military. In a journey through dozens of stories, Corbell has managed to reconstruct events that are not based on assumptions, but on photographic material and files leaked anonymously by different components of US military personnel. This has led the Pentagon and the Department of Defense to publicly acknowledge the authenticity of Corbell's various investigations and to accept that the inexplicable and the impossible can be real, very real. For exactly this reason, the new discovery of this researcher has unleashed great uncertainties and a series of very interesting theories. He made it public in the podcast The Joe Rogan Experience, where he had the opportunity to comment on an alleged attack by the US Special Forces on a very particular UFO. According to the statements of his sources, in addition to the files that support his words, the US military had allegedly come across an interesting creature on a classified mission. The soldiers described the encounter with the UFO as strange, since far from being a metal structure, the craft was shaped like a giant jellyfish. Approximations claim that it reached almost 4 meters in length, and its center was formed by a dome that protruded upwards like a bulge. Faced with this situation, the Special Forces decided to open fire on the strange craft. The shots were precise and hit almost immediately, but the UFO wasn't affected by this. On the contrary, it quickly initiated an evasive action that distracted the soldiers and allowed it to escape from the scene. Corbell find this extremely strange. In general, Special Forces never open fire on an unknown aircraft unless they detect imminent danger. In fact, there's an internal regulation for this type of situation, since the objective should always revolve around the capture and not the destruction of this type of ship. This decision, Corbell assures, is due to the fact that the US government lacks a real protocol for collecting the UFOs they occasionally shoot down. Another disturbing fact is that this mysterious jellyfish-shaped UFO resembled a large drone more than a spacecraft. There are even some artifacts created by SpaceX that seem to fit these descriptions, although the leaked documents suggest that this wasn't some spy mission or a mistake, but an actual mysterious creature. During the podcast, Corbell shared different evidence regarding this incident and showed his interlocutor some of the photographic material from the investigation, which will be published soon. However, this isn't the only occasion in which US Special Forces are involved in an incident like this. In fact, there are dozens of cases that document similar situations with strange jellyfish-like creatures. According to Corbell himself, he has more than a dozen similar cases recorded by different components of the US military. He also has videos they recorded with their own cell phones and detailed statements describing facts common to all the cases. Even so, encounters with such craft don't seem to be a recent occurrence. The first incident of this nature was recorded on September 20th, 1977, in the vast territory between Copenhagen and Helsinki, west of Vladivostok, Russia. On that occasion, Russian troops recorded an object emanating an intense glow, which quickly turned into solar rays. Numerous citizens managed to see this phenomena, and minutes later, they spotted a strange craft with large tentacles and a colorful dome. It moved fast and in less than a couple of seconds disappeared forever. Some researchers have suggested that far from being an extraterrestrial phenomenon, this event would have been the launching of the Soviet satellite Cosmos 955, which was kept under the strictest secrecy during the Soviet Union. However, the fact isn't entirely clear. Another similar event was recorded in 2015, but this time in the Netherlands. The witness in the case, a soldier named Harry Purton, was determined to photograph the storm that was shaking the area that night. His camera captured a few moments of the landscape, but then something unexpected happened. A flash blinded him for an instant, but when he opened his eyes again, he saw something that left him speechless. In the sky, a ship about 5 meters long in the shape of a squid was floating slowly in the air. Harry barely had time to take a couple of pictures of it before the craft disappeared. Like these cases, there are many others that have been documented by their witnesses. Apparently, the amount of material related to UFOs is overwhelming, although titanic efforts have been made to keep it under the strictest secrecy. Researchers like Jeremy Corbell have given society something powerful to think about. Regardless of whether you believe the evidence he has presented in the podcast, or if you believe that governments are hiding more than they claim, one thing is for sure. The possibility that something is waiting for us out there is growing. And if you'd like to continue exploring the possibilities, you'd better join us in the following videos and discover for yourself everything that is hidden beyond our orbit. Ready to get closer to the unknown? Here are the videos for you.